youth, we are back at it again. Well, we are excited that you have joined us online. We like to welcome you here today, and we're just so thrilled that you are hanging out with us. It's going to be an interesting time, but hey, we're going to be in this together. So with that, we want to make sure that you don't miss anything that's going on. So if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram. If you haven't already, sign up for text alerts. And if you haven't already, if you don't know, if you are unaware, we have, guess what, a YouTube channel. Yes, that's right. So you can go to GT Student Ministries, subscribe, make sure you get the notifications, because if you miss something, you can always go back and check out the link and follow us there and see all the content that we are producing throughout this time. As well, we're going to be starting a new series for the next few weeks called It's Personal. It's personal. And so it's going to be a great series. And as always, we encourage everybody to follow along on a plan. We have the YouVersion Bible app. You can put it on your phone and you can go there and you can search It's Personal. And you'll find all the devotionals online directly on your phone, and you can follow along each and every day. Well, as we do, we always like to have some fun here. And so we have pretty special guys that are going to do something fun. I want you to take a look at this.
What's up, guys? This is Caleb and Nathan bringing you our laugh of the week. We're just going to do a little 5-minute laugh. We're going to show you whatever video clips, some memes maybe, throw in a few articles over the next few weeks. But this week, what are we going to do, Nathan?
Well, we got a couple memes ready to go. Caleb's got some videos that we're going to show you. Hopefully, maybe not, but we're going to show them to you, and then we'll talk about them a bit and see why they're some of our favorite videos.
It's going to be a good time. We're going to get laughing. So let's just start with our first one then, Nathan. This one, I might have even showed you this before. People watch
Yeah.
This is by far
Oh
one
man, I
of my
love
favorite
this video.
of all time. Let's just watch this right now.
Bang up, Tim. Put it in reverse, Tim. Put it in reverse. Lord, Tim. Lord. Oh, Tim. What you doing, Tim? Tim, what you doing?
Oh my, that is too good, man.
Man,
Too, don't
He's
get
gonna have some hearing damage after that one.
yeah, exactly. My favorite part is that the guy that was helping him beside him starts to try and kick the fireworks after, as if that's gonna help anything. He starts to like karate.
And I just love how he's in the background, kind of like covering his face.
Yeah.
But he doesn't even, like, he could have taken the 2 seconds to grab his like wheelchair and push him out of the way, right? And he just stands there.
Nobody.
Man, that's a classic. This is so good.
I just don't get how they went into that situation and no one had a plan of how to get Terry out of there.
Yeah, or like all of a sudden he just forgot how to use his controls. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just, what you doing, Terry?
Oh my goodness, that is such a good video. All right.
Classic, man. Classic Mike Tyson. Oh no. I feel like you should get a permit to ride those things now.
I don't know.
Oh.
Oh my.
The slow-mo makes it twice as worse.
Oh.
My back. What do you mean by that? Your back is broken.
It's just so funny because that interview was like 20 years before.
Yeah. He saw his future 20 years.
Yeah, and then he kind of like portrayed what was gonna happen. Yeah, with the hoverboard.
Oh, I just keep in mind that guy was the scariest man on the planet for like 10 years. He was like the best boxer ever for 10 years, just destroying everyone. And then
you see him riding one of those.
I know.
Yeah, you see him riding one of those hoverboards, breaks his back.
Yeah.
Although I don't even think he broke his actual back on the hoverboard clip. I think he just
on either of them.
I know.
I think he just hurt it. Oh, it looks so painful though. That has to be
Spinal.
the worst. Oh, okay.
Worst kind of back injuries, spinal.
Spinal. Ridiculous. All right, so as you guys might know by now, or you might just be finding out, but we're gonna start a new series coming up. It's called "It's Personal," and we thought we would make a little meme to show you.
Yeah. So this series that we're doing over the next 5 weeks is going to be it's all about it's personal. That's the theme. So we thought we would put some stuff together. We made a little meme about Rick.
There's Pastor Ray. Oh, he took it. He literally took it personally.
He took it personal. Look how upset he looks on there.
He looks angry.
He's like, done. Like he's
like, man, we got
had it.
Zoom. I'm gonna take this personally, and we're gonna do a series called "It's Personal." That's exactly what his train of thought was.
And he actually did take it personally.
Took it personally. So
Heart.
we will do another one of these next week. We'll have some maybe articles next week. We'll see. But thanks for hanging out with us, guys, on our laugh of the week. We'll see you next week.
Yeah. See you guys.
Well, that was great. You know what? Hey, we're going to be enjoying. Thank you so much, guys, for that. And we're going to be diving in today in a series called It's Personal. Let's take. And we're so excited to jump into this series today. Well, I have a question for you. Has anybody forgotten your name ever? I mean, we've all kind of experienced this at different times, right? Somebody's forgotten our name. I have this uncle, actually, who always gets my name wrong. Literally, always gets my name wrong. He always calls me by my brother's name. He'll go, hey, Wes, or hey, Mark, or, you know. And then if he doesn't do that, sometimes he'll do the generic name. Have you ever had this done to you before? Where it's like, hey there, buddy. Hey, slugger, hey, pal, whatever that is. And you're like, okay, I clearly know that you must have forgotten my name. And we really don't love that idea because we really want our relationships to be real, not to be fake. We really want people to know us. We really want to be people that are personal. And so this is a desire in our life that we would be personal, not fake. And that's what we're going to be talking about for the next few weeks, about how we make our connections personal. And not only that, but how God himself is personal with us, that he wants a personal relationship with us. And we think that the opposite of real is fake. But really, I want to propose to you and say to you that the opposite of real, when it comes to relationships, the opposite of real is personal. The opposite of fake, rather, is personal. That when some people are fake, we need to become personal. And this is how God is with us. God is so personal with us. It actually says this in the Bible, that indeed the very hairs of your head are numbered. I mean, that's pretty personal, right? Like he knows the very hairs on your head. That's how much God knows you. And it's kind of hard to imagine because we think God is so big and is so massive, and he is. It's hard to really grasp how big God is and yet how personal he is. He actually is a God of the galaxies. This is a sombrero galaxy, literally. It's called a sombrero galaxy because it looks like a sombrero. 31 million light years from Earth, and yet this is what God has created, and he knows the hairs on your head. There's another thing, scientists call this the 4 pillars of creation. And the 4 pillars of creation are this interstellar gases that really are coming together and forming stars and being eroded by light. It's pretty amazing, pretty cool. And that's the God that knows us so well. He knows the hairs on your head. And you might think it's really hard. Does God really know me? Because when I pray, it doesn't seem like I get answers. Does God really know me? Because when I seem to reach out to God, I don't really feel that connection, that peace, that with God. And so we're going to dive in and take a look at how we can become closer with God. And what we're going to do for the next few weeks, we're going to look at the story about a guy named Zacchaeus. And Zacchaeus was this, before we dive into it, he was this tax collector, and he was this guy that wasn't really liked by his own people. Tax collectors in those days worked for the Roman Empire, they took the money from their own people and literally pocketed it and then gave what they needed to the Roman Empire. And so they make money off the backs of their own people. And so Zacchaeus was not just a tax collector, he was the chief of tax collectors. And so he was like the worst of the worst. And yet Jesus has this incredible encounter with Zacchaeus. It says this in the Bible: when Jesus reached the spot, he looked up and said to him, "Zacchaeus, come down immediately. I must stay at your house today." So he came down at once and welcomed him gladly. Jesus was coming through Jericho at this time, and he sees this guy in the tree, and he calls out to him. He doesn't even say this, if you notice it. He doesn't say, "Hey man, hey dude, hey you up there." He actually says his name. He says, "Hey Zacchaeus, I want you to come down, and I want to go to your house today." Can I tell you, no matter where you are, no matter what you're going through, no matter what you face, Jesus knows your name. God knows your name. I mean, it's that personal that he calls you by name. He says, "I want to hang out with you today." And the people around him weren't very happy about it. The people saw this and began to mutter, "He has gone to be the guest of a sinner." And some people might call you a sinner. Some people might see the reputation that you have or the mistakes that you've made and call you something else. But God looks past those things. He doesn't see just my sin, but he actually sees me, calls me by name and calls you by name and says, "I want to know you in a deeper way." This is pretty incredible because when it comes to Jesus, it's personal. He knows your name. He knows your name. And when it comes to Jesus, a relationship with Jesus, it's always personal. It's always personal with God. He comes to us and he wants to know us, and he dies for us, and he lives again so that he can have a relationship with us today. You know, Jesus isn't like anybody else. It's not just a thing to attain to. Christianity is not just a religion to attain to a certain status of goodness. It's not just a pillar. It's not just a set of principles. It's not so you can just do better in your life. Christianity is not just a simple religion. Christianity is actually a relationship with God. And if we understand how personal Jesus is with us, I think it changes who we are, like it changed Zacchaeus. And not only that, if we recognize that God is personal with us, it shows us how much he cares. He models to us how personal he is so that we can actually model to others how personal our God is. I mean, I think that the people around you may not know God cares about them personally until you care about them personally. I mean, here's the challenge. What would it look like if you cared for the people around you personally? If you called the people around you by name, if you invited them, if you sent them a text, if you sent them a DM, whatever it is, and you cared for other people in a time like this? Really, we need people to be personal with one another. We need people to reach out to one another, what people are going through, and care for one another. Because in reality, that's what God did for us. Looking past our sin, looking past our reputation, looking past the stuff that we have in our life, and reaches out personally. The God of the galaxy, of the universe, comes to you and to me and reaches out and says, "Hey, I want to know you in a deeper way." And I think as we dive into that, man, it's going to be incredible to see what God does in your life and in my life. You know, one of the great ways to show this as well is in our groups. We have these different groups, and for the next few weeks, you're just going to hang out in those groups. And so you jump on that link and you go with your group and hang out and talk, and you can connect with one another in a personal way and maybe show the love of Christ in that way, because God shows how he cares. He shows how he reached out. And if we show that to other people, I think it's a demonstration of what God has done for us. Let me pray with you today before you head out. God, I thank you so much that you are personal with us. I thank you, God, that you care for us. I thank you, Jesus, that you reached down, that you came from heaven to earth, that you moved into the neighborhood, that you were there with us, and that you continue to be with us through whatever we face. God, if we feel distant right now, if we feel separated from you right now, I pray that there will be a sense of your presence today that would reach out into our hearts and our minds and our soul. Be with every single person here that has joined us online. And I pray, God, that they would experience you in a new way. Hey, I thank you so much for joining in and hanging out with us. If you do need somebody to reach out to you, we have incredible small group leaders. We have incredible people around you that care for you. You can always send us an email, send us a text, DM us, or on our Instagram page or wherever to get a hold of us, because we want to make sure that we reach out to you personally as well as you reach out to others. God bless you, and we'll see you again next week.